Hey there, friends and enemies. JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to go over what I think are the 3 best shotguns in Cyberpunk 2077 with the Phantom Liberty update. I really enjoy the gameplay of shotguns right now. They feel extremely powerful, not only against bosses, but also in clearing ads, and these 3 iconics specifically have gameplay styles you can really lean into depending on how you want to enjoy the game. They also have the ability to be spec'd around, so that way you can make a build specifically designed for these shotguns that make them even more powerful. But in the gameplay that I'm going to show, I don't do that at all. I just wanted to show them on their own. And then in the future, if you want to, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see a build specific to any one of these shotguns or any other weapon in Cyberpunk 2077, because I've been really enjoying mixing and matching and leaning into these builds that are very powerful. So first off, we have the Deserter. This one is obtained through the Man Who Killed Jason Foreman side gig, and if you miss it there, you can actually get it from the black market vendor in Dogtown as well. It is extremely strong. It's a power double barrel shotgun with headshot damage multiplier, armor penetration, burn chance, and then 15 projectiles. This shotgun's extreme firepower pulverizes everything in its path. Neutralizing an enemy engulfs you in flames, except when your health is low, granting a movement speed boost and increased mitigation chance. So this one is very interesting because it absolutely wrecks enemies for sure, destroys them, does a ton of damage. However, you will set yourself on fire and be taking damage pretty consistently until you get to a very low level. In order to counter this, the best ways to do this: one, if you have really fast regen on your health as far as your health items, or two, you are actually healing on kills or healing while enemies are burning. There are ways to kind of lean into that aspect in the game if you want to, because they will help you stay alive but also dish out insane damage and kind of mow through enemies. This one is probably the least effective against bosses in my opinion of the ones that I've used, but it just is absolutely insane at clearing ads and is the most fun in my personal opinion as far as just destroying a bunch of enemies all at once with the fire, watching them burn down, all that kind of good stuff. So this one is one that I definitely recommend. It's my least favorite personally of the 3, even though it is a lot of fun, just because I feel like the other ones have more of a connection to me and the way that I like to play. Next up, we have the Mox. This one is awesome. I really enjoy this. It feels like a hipfire shotgun in a PvP game, and you can just run around just destroying enemies all the time. And then once you go against bosses, you can ADS, and it can be really nice. This is a power shotgun. It doesn't feel as unique as the other 2 that I'm showing with some of its perks, but it's just a insanely fun shotgun to use overall. Plus headshot damage multiplier, plus armor penetration, 6 projectiles. Judy's mods gives the shotgun extra lightness and precision. When enemies get close, your shock and knockdown chance is increased. That's a lot of fun doing that to enemies, but this is obtained through continuing the Judy questline. I romanced her in my playthrough, and she was able to give this to me at her apartment over the course of time after I waited and did some side gigs and some other side missions and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, this is one that I would definitely recommend chasing down, doing all of Judy's missions and all that kind of good stuff, because it is phenomenal. It does really good damage. It is the most versatile, and because it's lightweight, you're able to move really quickly with this one and just kind of run from enemy to enemy and do a bunch of damage. So I really enjoy this one, again, because I romanced Judy in my playthrough. For this one specifically, I just have an additional connection to it, and that's why I like it so much. I pretty much never take it off, but again, you can't really lean into the builds for this one as much as you can the other 2 that I'm going to show. And then finally, what I think is the best shotgun in the game is the Order. This one is absolutely insane. It does really good damage. It's got plus headshot damage multiplier, 100% armor penetration, 3-second charge time, plus shock chance, and 14 projectiles. It's a tech double barrel shotgun. If you lean into tech weapons, this one does insane things. It can do absolutely crazy damage. Can be charged from the hip fire. Charging this weapon above 66% vaporizes enemies in your path, leaving an EMP trail behind it, only for the brave of heart and steel of nerves. So when you're using this one, the effects that it uses are fantastic. It is phenomenal. I really enjoy using it. Charging it up, it just feels really chunky. The recoil from it is absolutely insane, and so you definitely have to be careful of that overall. But if I'm comparing the three, this is the one that I would use the most overall, just because of how much damage it does. It can be inserted into pretty much any build, but if you really lean into a tech build, it does wonders. You can make this thing an absolute monster that can just mow through everything in the game, whether it's bosses, enemies. The EMP that it leaves behind, you'll see just a massive effect where I'm just hitting one enemy and everyone else around me is just kind of getting knocked down, getting vaporized, all that kind of good stuff. It's phenomenal. The downside to shotguns in this game, the range is really poor on all of them. So once you get outside of that general range, you're going to see you're essentially either tickling enemies or not hitting them whatsoever. The nice thing about the order is that it does have a nice amount of range. Compared to the other two, it is up to 18 over 12 for the Mox and the Deserter. So that's one of the ways that it does shine a little bit more, because you can hit enemies a little bit farther away. You don't have to be right in their face. So that's one of the reasons that I prefer it. And also, like I said, the damage is crazy. Charging it up feels really good. The shock chance and then also the EMP, all of that leads to the order being probably the most unique and best shotgun in the game, in my personal opinion. But you can't go wrong with any of these three, and I highly recommend, like I said earlier, chasing down some cool shotguns, because the gameplay with them is just so much fun. I just recommend it so much in this game. You can really lean into high armor, high health in order to stay alive while you're running around shotgunning. You can get your speed up. You can make sure your mobility is so high that you're moving around the battlefield really easily and laying waste to everything in your path. I just feel like shotguns are tremendous in this game right now, and I just think that they all can be obtained very easily. Like I said, the Deserter and the Order can be snagged from the black market, if you didn't know that already. Definitely recommend, if you have the Phantom Liberty DLC, go to the black market as soon as you have tier 5 weapons available. Get the Order, get whatever other iconics you might have missed, and you'll have an absolute blast. I made a whole video on that. Definitely check that out. I'll leave it in the description down below. But overall, yeah, shotguns are the way. Have fun with them. Enjoy just absolutely mowing through enemies. My name is Jopa. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I've been throwing out a ton of Cyberpunk 2077 content on the channel lately, and the support has been absolutely tremendous. It's a bit of variety compared to what I normally do with the looter shooters, so definitely appreciate each and every one of you who has stuck around for this content. My name is Jopa. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.